I'm not a professional speaker. Okay, I don't do this for a living. That's not why I'm here. We're not in the business of just selling products or solutions or what have you. We're here today to talk about something different. And it's going to be a little touchy-feely at times, a little interactive, I'm hoping. And then we'll get down to what we believe is the solution, or one of the solutions, our solution, later in the program. So before we get started, I want to ask everybody in here, and again, this is an interactive kind of program, okay? So I'd like to know, does anybody in here think that there is a better way with regards to relationships, with regards to business, success? Is there a better way?
There better be.
There better be, right? It's been tough, right? Right? So my question is, if you think there might be a better way, which is important, would you really ever change what you're doing today unless you truly believe, not just think, there's a better way? Because what we're going to talk about today is change. We're going to talk a little bit about change, talk a little bit about focus and leverage and strategic. But all of it stems from believing there's a better way to do something. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not going to change a thing I'm doing unless I believe there's a better way to do it. Is that right? Raise your hand if you're going to change if it's not better. Well, we're not going downhill, right? I mean, we want to do better. So for me this morning, the first thing I want to figure out is I want to talk to you a little bit about if you really believe there's a better way. And to do that, we're going to have to dig into what you're already doing a little bit. Like I said, it's a little touchy-feely in the beginning, and then we'll shift over. Okay, because we're talking about change, and everybody throws change out like it's easy. Change, I'm going to change, we're going to change, you're going to change, everybody's ready to change. Do you know how hard it is to change? Does anybody in this room think it's easy to change? Okay? Change takes 100% commitment, a conscious decision to change. And normally, we're not going to do that change unless something drives us there, maybe a crisis. Crisis can become our friend. You're shaking your head. It can become our friend at times. Why? Because usually nothing happens until we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Right? So for me to get there today, and for me to make this presentation as effective as possible, I want to address that I believe we all need to change. If our model is not the model we desire. Let me ask everybody a question here. Who believes, well, let me raise your hand. Does anybody believe our business is about making money? Nobody?
I do.
Good for you. You're probably not alone, but at least you said something about it. Does anybody believe our business is about selling product? Okay. Okay. Does anybody believe our business is about, I don't know, growing a bigger book of clients? Does anybody believe our business is about peace of mind and security? Absolute, right? Well, see, our business, what it is that all of those things are a byproduct of what I believe our business truly is. See, I believe our business is about relationships. That's what I think our business is about, relationships. And I will tell you, one of my favorite quotes is behind us. See, we're relational people. Whether you like it or not, we're relational. Does anybody in here think that it's not about relationships? Why are you smiling? Of course, but yet everybody seems to believe it's about money, progress, solutions. It's about the relationships. Without the relationship, we don't have the ability to do or to give solutions to make the money. We need relationships, but not just relationships. See, this is where the change comes in. See, I don't think there's anybody in this room that I need to teach or talk to about how to do your job well. I'm sure everybody in here is great at what they do. My belief is that we need to take what you're doing, and instead of doing it over here, we need to do it over here. Relationships versus strategic relationships. The road to success is directly predicated on the relationships we develop along the way. How do you plan to develop these relationships? With whom do you choose to develop these relationships? And ultimately, are they strategic? How, with whom, and are they strategic? Some relationships will be very superfluous. We'll just get to know them just to get the job done. Anybody ever sold insurance to someone and then didn't talk to them again for like how long? Right? That happens, right? Those and other relationships will bear fruit forever. They'll be amazing, incredible relationships. Just depends. Our company is doing what we do today with less than 30 client relationships. Less than 30. We're doing more today than we ever have. I've been in the business almost 15 years now, and I've never had less relationships. And we've never done more. Again, I said this is the touchy-feely part. So let's get everybody rolling this morning. Here's your cup of coffee. Okay? What's most important to you? Where are you spending most of your time? Is there a disconnect, and why? Raise your hand if the most important thing in your life is your faith. Mine's going to go up there too. Raise your hand if the most important thing in your life is your family. Okay? Raise your hand if the most important thing in your life is money or your business. I always get a couple money hands. Come on, nobody? Okay, well now, let's take a look at this now. Let's take a look at this. Raise your hand if you regularly attend, I haven't had my coffee yet, regularly attend weekend retreats. I'm not talking about going to church. I'm talking about regularly attend weekend retreats with your faith, regarding your faith. Okay? Raise your hand if you regularly attend family workshops, weekend workshops all the time. And I'm not talking about taking the kids to the movies or having pizza brought in and putting a DVD in there to watch with the family. Okay, now raise your hand if you've attended, and you do often, workshops and seminars regarding your business and your money. Everybody in the room, right? It's probably safe to say then that the success of our business directly predicates the time we get to spend with what matters most. True? But yet, that's not high on our list, but yet we're doing everything we can to be successful at it so we can spend time with that which is most important. There's a disconnect there, right? Something doesn't seem exactly right. Am I wrong? Has anybody ever thought about that before? How about you, Mark?
It's definitely, I think you're always out of balance. You have your faith maybe is the number one thing, but maybe based on circumstance, you work more on your business so you can spend more time. So there's seasons.
Exactly.
So they're absolutely right. It's just disconnected with what's most important.
Look, I don't point this out to make anybody feel bad or question your priorities. I've been there. I was that guy. Believe me, I was that guy. Okay? Let's do a little reality check here. Think about it. Okay? Just think about it here. Within 10 minutes of waking up in the morning, you answer emails, check your texts, text back, go back. Within 10 minutes of getting up. Right? At the breakfast table. Got the BlackBerry out, the email. Anybody do that? No, of course not. Never, 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 never. Exactly, never.
Once every 3 days.
Exactly. What about at lunch? Breakfast functions. Any blackberries pads out? Lunch functions. The dinner table. That was me. Hold on, honey. This is that call. This is that email. Wait 1 second. This is the one. Book the flight. We're on our way. That was me. Or worse yet, how about school functions, plays, sporting events for your children? I used to schedule time. That was when I was going to do my work. Oh, I've got 15 to take care of. Yeah, honey, you look good. I know. It's crazy. Is that the life you design? Is that the business you want to have? Is that the direction you want to take? Does anybody in here want that life? Raise your hand. Does anybody in here have that life? Raise your hand. Only a couple of us are working that hard? That crazy? Look, I've been there, done that. We don't live in a vacuum. Life, business, it's dynamic. Okay? You have to have both parts of the equation to make it work. Okay? I've been there. I've done that. In order to have it all, you have to design your life on purpose. This is the life you created. This is the life you wanted. This is where you want to go, right? Answering the phone, doing texts, waking up, and the first thing you're grabbing is an electronic piece of equipment. None of us wanted to be there. I'm sure of it. The sweet spot. At least I call it the sweet spot. How do you get there? Are you close? And if you are, can you maintain it? Can you stay there? Think, don't raise your hand, just think. Again, I'm trying to get you to take a look inside at what we're doing now before I give you what I think you could do if you're not happy with where you are now. How many people today are making exactly the amount of money they want to make? Now, don't raise your hand. Just think about it. If you're making exactly the amount of money you want to be making today, maybe I could talk to you afterwards out front. We can find out about how you're doing that. But if you are, the second question is, do you have the quality of life that you desire? Are you living the life? Do you have the peace of mind, the energy, the quality, the time to do the things you really like to do, the things that you matter most in your life, if you're making the amount of money you're making? Now, if you are, wonderful. That's the sweet spot. It's a great place to be. Frankly, I'm happy for you. But I'm more concerned with the people that answered no to one or both of those questions. Look, I'm up for making more money. I'm up for having more. That's fine. Okay? But I'm not up for doing it if I have to sacrifice that which matters most to me. It wasn't going to happen. Wasn't going to go there. See, if I wasn't able to break away in the middle of the day to take my daughter to ballet, if I wasn't able to get out of there every time there was a good swell in town to go surf with my buddies, if I couldn't take the vacations and the exotic places that we go, if I couldn't make every doctor, every dentist appointment, every teacher conference, if I couldn't do the things, play baseball, do the things I want to do that are important to me, then I would have had to answer no to question 2. But I didn't. I answered yes. And that yes has made all the difference in the world to me.